Professor, you can watch me! Let me into that machine. Oh, you can't go on now. Papi's doing his stuff. I can't aim, Professor. You just watch me.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, or something like that.
Ara. Welcome to the Crimson Room, sweetie.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Please take a seat.
No need to be nervous. The Crimson Room welcomes you.
Oh, welcome to the Crimson Room. You look so sweet.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Enjoy your stay.
Hi. Welcome to the Crimson Room. Have a seat, please.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, darling.
Yara Daza. Welcome to the Crimson Room.
Oh, hello there. My master has been expecting you. Please, come this way and enjoy your time in the Crimson Room.
Yo, how is it going, everybody? Sorry about that loud scream. I didn't mean to blow your guys' ears out. How are you all doing? I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It is I, your sadistic spirit guide, Yokai Papiwolf, and we are here for the Crimson Room. Yes, it is time for us to bring out a guest we've had in the past, a guest who is equally parts an amazing person as they are just a sporadic joy to just talk to. We are going to bring out our good friend, Leyuna Lightwood. Let's get her situated over here. Leyuna. Are you? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear. Hello.
Yo, welcome to the Crimson Room. You are back at it. You were our second guest on last time I tried this, and now you are my first guest. Thank you so much.
Let's go.
Yo, let's rock on.
I've been upgraded.
You have. I've somewhat been upgraded. I still got the suit on. I still got the I just look, I guess, more. I don't know if that's the correct term. More brown. I look more Mexican now. Okay, that's the difference. My model looks more like a little bit more to my skin color and tone. So I'm happy with that. And now I can move my arms now, guys. I can free to move my hands and whatnot and do cool stuff like rock on and stuff.
That's magical. It's wonderful.
Yes. Thank you.
I can wave. I can hold on. Let me just hi. It's nice to see you all again.
We've made strides. It's been over 2 years since I've opened up the Crimson Room. We're back at it. I was definitely excited to contact you. You've been the one person who's been always reminding me, when are you gonna open it up again? We gotta do this again. We gotta run it back.
I've been waiting.
So of course I had
phone.
Yeah, so of course I had to have you be our first guest back. It just made sense, you know?
I am honored. Super happy to be here.
Yeah. So you have the new look now. Let's get a look of the new look. Last time I saw you got the runes on the dress that I couldn't get shown because I'm horrible at chrome key. Now we got you styling out this beautiful dress. You gotta love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I recently got into Blender and I've been honing my skills with Unity. So now I am a whole lot of woman. That's just, for lack of a better phrase. My model is comprised of VR chat assets that I had put together. And so I'm hoping to eventually make my own custom assets and, get an outfit that is completely mine, that I've made myself. I want to get my runes back on my corset again. But I really like, where I'm at right now. I'm pretty happy with how she's turned out.
I'm glad. It definitely looks amazing. You have been all over, I want to say the internet, but you have technically been. I've seen you on TikTok, I've seen you on Kick, I've seen you on Twitch. You are very much the cottagecore leader of bringing people into stuff. When Kick was first stopping out, you were leading the foreground of teaching people how to use it correctly, on the benefits of why it was using. When TikTok was getting people into streaming, you were the one who was leading the foreground on trying these new apps that would allow hand motion and movement. And you definitely were leading those foregrounds. I think you've definitely put me on a couple of things. You definitely were the person that was like, hey, this is why you need to do Kick. I'm telling you why you need to do it. It actually is this, like this. Don't let the rumors take you out of it. And I've even thrown people your way to be like, hey, she definitely is the ambassador for positive VTubing communities. And if you need to get an idea of how you're gonna work this, it's definitely you.
Thank you. That means a lot to hear. I really tried. When I got into this 4 years ago, it was, a whole journey. You don't have all the stuff that you have nowadays. And, I came into VTubing back when VRoid Studio was a thing, towards the end of beta. And I learned a lot, and I'm really proud of, how far I came in that regard, and I'll always cherish that model that I had. But there was a lot of gatekeeping going on, and people were not really explaining how to do certain things and how to be the most efficient, I guess is the word. A lot of people would be like, yeah, you got to use these 5 different apps at the same time, and you have to have a decent computer. I'm over here running on a toaster oven, right? So
you were?
I had to figure out how to run everything on a super crappy computer, and thankfully I was able to get a decent setup. And then for a long time I had to, just do PNG, and I just took pictures of my model. I figured out how to do decent PNGs, how to do GIFs so it looks like it's blinking, and all the different things. But I want to be able to help other people do what they are excited about and what they're passionate about in the most effective way, the cheapest way. Like, VTubing doesn't have to be expensive.
That's very true. It doesn't have to be. But look, from barely starting out with V-Roy to like learning assets and even a new horizons of learning on Blender and like making your new assets, I gotta say it's always refreshing to see someone who's just being, I don't know if you know who this VTuber was, but VTuber Senpai, he was the one who he's the one who got me into learning how to do model work and be a VTuber. And to see you kind of taking that foreground, it is amazing to see, especially since I know you. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's definitely good. Like, if you needed someone to teach you or do YouTube videos or like give you a hand to hand, like tell you exactly what you need for your budget, if you're like not trying to spend a crazy amount of money, she's your girl. She'll fucking boom, put you on.
Boom, boom, boom. Got a list.
You definitely do. Like I said, you're crazy. You're everywhere. Like, whether you're streaming on Twitch, Kick, or TikTok, you pick what day, and we can't not find Leyuna Lightwind, and that's such a refreshing thing from the first time we had an interview to the second. You were very, I would say you were pretty big. You were pretty big when I first met you. Now look at you. You're fucking. We can't like go to an app without seeing you stream on there.
It's been a journey. We're getting really close to our 2K milestone on TikTok now, and we're approaching the 2K milestone slowly but surely over on the Twitch side, and I'm really excited about it. And things have been good, and I'm really putting a lot more focus into the charity side of things, because as I believe I mentioned the last time we were together, the long-term goal for me is to have an international charity organization, and that is very much still the goal. Sorry if you heard that was my husband in the background.
Yeah, you're good, no worries. If you hear barking, it's my dog, so you're fine.
Oh, it's all good, it's fine, it's whatever. Occupational hazard.
Exactly.
But yeah, we've been raising money for Gamers Outreach, and we, at first in August, did a week for VTuber SummerSlam, and we raised almost $400, just myself and three others. And this time, for October, for spooky season, which, as you know, I hate horror games, but I'll get to that. We ended up raising we ended up raising just over $900 this past month. So, and we're still going so far. So it's really great. We're having a good time. But yeah, so I started being more okay with spooky games because your girl finally, after a decade and a half of refusing and being terrified, I finally bit the bullet and got on depression meds, and it is the greatest thing that I've ever done, and I feel great, and I'm more functional, and I feel more clear-headed and more grounded, and my anxiety is way reduced. I just feel overall way better, and I think it's improved my quality of life, not only as a person but as a creator as well. I'm really proud of myself.
I definitely see that. I mean, one, I understand the fear of spooky games. I think I've talked to enough people to hear like, yeah, spooky games are like the games that everybody wants to see you play just to see you scared, and they're always willing to shell the money out. And I am happy to see that you are on this this big donation kick and this big charity kick, because I think a lot of people, once they start kind of getting a bit of money, tend to like want to hoard it, or not even hoard it, but I understand the need to like self-preserve. But here you are, like, I can do both. I can self-preserve and help preserve other things as well.
Yeah, I've always hated the fact that like money runs the world, and if I could just, if I had all the money in the world, right? This hypothetical.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
So the plan, right, is that I'd want to be stable. I'd want to have a house that is mine, that I don't have to worry about getting taken back to the bank. I'd want a decent car, because driving, especially in Texas, with how big our state is, there's no good public transport. But once I have a house and I have a car, I would put an amount into savings that would just make its own money in an investment account, and then the rest would go to charity. Like, I want to help others in whatever ways I can. And whether that's going to a hospital and dressing up as a Disney princess for a while, or going and, you know, helping out at a soup kitchen, or helping at an animal rescue. Like, I want to do all the things I can and just help people, because I'm a person and I know how it feels to be completely vulnerable and helpless and need somebody, a helping hand, anything. And if I can be that person for somebody else, I think that that's a life well lived for me.
That's beautiful. I feel like that's the way it should be. Like, I think you have the idea that's perfect for everyone. Blep wanted to pop and say, oh, it's D&D night for one of.
Oh, I realize.
Is that for one of you guys? Is that like for you? Is it Sunday night D&D night as well?
Rilla started playing with another group of our friends, and we're running a D&D campaign with Frosty, who popped in to your chat a little bit ago. He's our DM.
Ah,
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. D&D's the best. But I was gonna say was, I think that's awesome. I think it's like it gives the same energy as like when Markiplier said himself that, hey, I have enough money in the world, I could give a lot more back, so why shouldn't I give more back? Like, I don't need millions and millions of dollars. Like, I love that what I love about people is they're not afraid to say, hey, okay, maybe we are making money, and they're not afraid to get the looks of, I'm making too much and I want to give back. Because I feel like a lot of people can easily take that as, oh, he's humble bragging about the fact that he can donate to charities. He's not humble bragging. He's letting people know that, hey, I'm of a bigger tax bracket and I want to give back. That's not nothing to me. It's important to me. And I can definitely see it from your actions as well. You're definitely a part of the cause. Do you want to say the charity that you just did it for, so that we can have people go over there to that?
Yeah, we have been raising money for 2 different months now for Gamers Outreach, and they bring video games to kiddos in hospitals, and it gives them not only a bit of some relief, some escapism from all the stuff that they're going through. You know, I'm not in my own bed, all my toys are at home, being poked and prodded all the time, and it also gives their family the opportunity to see their baby happy again. Just a moment of joy, some achievement that they get to have that's all their own, that they don't have to think about how unwell they are, how much pain they're in. And as a chronically ill girly myself, it holds a very special place in my heart. So I'll always work with Gamers Outreach for sure.
Big shout out to Gamers Outreach, guys. And you're still technically taking donations on your stream, right? Even though you're a donation charity. Yeah. So so definitely, guys.
It ended on the 31st, but they're still going until the middle of next week. So we need 300 more to hit our team goal.
Hell yeah. Shout out to you guys. I really hope we can get this out more and more people can go to Leyuna stream and get the mark real quick, because like I said, we with charities like this, I really appreciate people who are doing their best. Of course, every charity knows that, like, even if you don't hit their goal, it's appreciated just talking about the organization. But it also feels good to hit the goal. So let's get them up. 300, guys. Come on.
We're gonna be playing the back rooms if we end up hitting the goal. So
oh my god.
I'm very scared. We have Lethal Company on the roster. We unlocked Lethal Company, so we'll be doing that at some point soon. And the last 2 things is back rooms, and then I'll be doing their trio activities. So Salem, I'm a part of a VTuber group now.
Nice.
I'll tell you about that.
Yeah, definitely go off on that.
Salem would be doing a makeup tutorial, Winnie would be doing some reading, and then I would be doing a 20-song karaoke concert. So that's the other thing that we'd be unlocking for hitting our team goal. But yeah, so I'm part of a VTuber group. Technically speaking, I founded it.
Ooh, okay, go off, Queen. Do you?
But we are a trio of silly, goofy girls that are called Fae Haven. And I, as you know, am a lycanthrope fae, half elf, half werewolf. And
Nice.
Wynn is a deer fox. And then we've got a vampire fallen angel. And the three of us, the way that this works, right? So the last time I was here, we had the whole explanation of me being a lycanthrope druidess princess from another realm. That's still the case. The way that that's changed now is after I took revenge for my kingdom and for my mother, my father ended up taking the throne. I gave it to him instead
Nice.
of taking it over myself because, one, werewolves are outcasted where I'm from, and so putting one on the throne was a really great way to stop the discrimination. But otherwise, a goddess came to me and said, Leyuna, you are my chosen one, and I need you to be the keeper of the realm of life, and you will become a realm walker, and you will take on many different faces and go to many different worlds, and you will leave an impact there, no matter how big or small. And so that was my mission in life, which is why I was able to relinquish my throne, and now I'm here on Earth. And Wynn also ended up being contacted by that goddess, and so did Salem. And so I'm the keeper of the realm of life. Wynn is the keeper of the realm of dreams, and Salem is the keeper of the realm of shadows. And the three of us together make the overall of humanity.
Damn, look at y'all. That's fucking sick. I definitely have to check out your guys' collabs and content together. So I'm definitely have to check out both Salem and Wynn very, very soon. So expect a follow from me. I'll definitely
Win some dream is in the chat right now too. So
easy. I'm definitely gonna check out your guys' content. So I really love. I think I'm very much like the writer of. I don't know if you ever played the module or read the module of Beyond the Witchlight.
Oh yeah.
So my wife is very much into fairy. In fact, she works with fae still to this day. That is her practice. That is her religion. It is so interesting now how much I now have been. What's the best way to say this? I've definitely had so much lore dropped on me for the amount of time I've been with her. So now it's everything. In fact, she just explained to me the other day. I didn't know what the term. She goes, "Do you know what silly means?" And I was like, "Are you saying silly?" She goes, "Yes and no. Do you know what silly means?" And I'm like, I don't. She goes, "Silly is what you call fae who aren't malicious. That's where we get silly from. So the term silly is supposed to be mischievous instead of maliciousness." And I was like that brain explosion in me. I was like, what? So she's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. So the term silly fae is supposed to mean a mischievous fae that's not malicious. That the prank is gonna be, it's gonna be a harmless prank, while unseelie fae are more fae that you're gonna are probably gonna do more harm and curse you and whatnot. And I was like, wow. And I really like that stuff. And the fact that you guys are like Fae Haven, that's awesome. I just ran into a Renaissance fair that they were called Fae Haven as well.
Awesome! I love Renaissance fairs. My home away from home. So in the Celtic faith, it is called the Sidhe, Sidhe, and that's just like the blanket name for all of the Fae. And it's very much, don't step in the mushroom circle. If you see a cute cat that's just conveniently sitting on a tree stump, it is a trap. If you see a staircase leading to nothing, it's a trap. Don't go. If you see it, no, you didn't. But I like to leave little offerings for the Fae that end up in my front yard sometimes, because during the wet seasons we do get mushroom circles. And it's like we'll just leave a couple of coins, some food, whatever, and usually it's gone the next day, whatever we leave in the circle. So whether it is some passerby that's going to have an unfortunate event happen in their life, or an actual fae taking it off to wherever their lair may be, it's a thing. It's really nice. And I actually just celebrated Samhain, which happens on October 31st. And
Nice.
It is Pagan Day of the Dead. So we have an equivalent of an ofrenda that we put our
You
loved
guys
ones
do?
on. Yeah.
That's so cute.
So it's we just call it our altar for Samhain. And so like I will have my cat's collar and pictures of my loved ones. And for anyone that I don't have a picture or an item of, I'll have a list of their names, and I'll keep it on my altar with crystals and my candles and just all sorts of stuff. And I'll get to share a meal with them and just talk to them and feel their presence. And it's my favorite holiday of the year by far.
God, I love day. I love like all of this. I love like I think a lot of people always try to like rain on people's parade and party poop and like, that's not really, that's just what it, like I hate overly religious people, and I am technically religious, I guess. I hate overly religious people who are like, oh yeah, that's the devil's holiday, or that's
the
like
radicals and the
It just infuriates me because I'm like, dude, everything you like, I tell this to my boss, and I'm never gonna say his name because he'll be mad, but like he has what I call like the baby Christian brain, where like you're like everything is bad and everything is good, like he doesn't make judgments for himself, and I get annoyed, but I'm very patient with people because I understand when you first come into any faith, you're like trying to figure out where you fit in the world now with the religion. But I think once you open yourself up to like the beauty of everybody else's culture and everybody else's like belief systems, like you'll find that like a lot of stuff is very similar. In fact, do you know like the Mexican anonym, or I guess would it be like a saying or a little chant, sana sana colita salana? Do you know what that is from?
I don't know what it's from, but I do know of the phrase.
So technically, that's Irish. That's Mexicans took it from the Irish.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm recently studied in Celtic paganism, so I'm learning more, and my patroness is Brigid. She's the goddess of hearth and home, and I feel really connected to her, and I had to deal with the religious brainwashing of
so did
childhood. Everyone
did.
So I'm like trying to unlearn all of those fears that I have had instilled in me, but I know a lot of people who are Christian that are also very spiritual, and they're open to the idea of different religions, and they're like, yeah, I'll come celebrate your holiday with you, free food, like me too.
Yeah. So, I think it's crazy. Some people, so fun fact, the Catholic Church does acknowledge the existence of fae. In fact, it's under strict, Catholic priests are not allowed to do exorcisms in areas that are identified as fae spaces, simply because they believe they have no power there, or like it's just futile essentially to like try to exercise that. But yeah, I definitely feel you on the big church Christian brain, but I think a lot of people forget, like, technically Jesus, the guy, if you guys don't believe in that he's the son of God, regardless, he technically was a pagan. He didn't worship Judaism the way other people did. In fact, when he disappeared and traveled, he went to other spaces. There's people like in the Celtic myth that ran into him. There's druids that talked about teaching him and meeting him. Like, Jesus legitly was the first spiritual guy who was like, hey, I don't know anything about this faith, explain it to me. And he just took everything he loved out of each one and made his philosophy of Christianity. Yeah. But I guess people took that and distorted it to the point where people are like, you're a devil worshiper if you just have like wings on or something.
It's like, at the end of the day, love is love.
Exactly.
And let people be happy. They're not hurting anybody. Like, just have a good time. Exist. Love others. take care of the environment and animals and children and, you know, yourself. That's all you got to do.
That's really it.
Wherever we end up at the end of it, you know, that's up to the universe to decide.
Speaking of, I know you don't like scary games, but do you like scary movies?
Sometimes. I've been a little more brave.
Have you seen The Watchers yet? Oh, do you? Okay.
Tell me.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you so much about it. All I'm gonna tell you is it does involve Fae. And it is a pretty fucking cool movie. Regardless if you get scared of it or not, you will enjoy it. I can 100% guarantee. My wife saw it with me, and she loved it a lot. So, and if she's very picky on interpretations of Fae and how it's done in like movies and TV shows, she's the same way with anything that's witch related as well. And she gives the stamp of approval of like it's good. It touches everything. Perfectly. Yeah.
I hate whenever the media is like, oh, pentagrams are satanic. No, they're not. No, they're not. Like
pentagrams are the avatar.
They literally so something that a lot of people do not recognize is like the pentacle, which is the pentagram with a circle around it, is a very common symbol in a lot of different cultures, not just in paganism, but it represents not only earth, fire, water, air, and spirit, but it also represents the 5 wounds of Christ in Christianity. So like it's in so many different cultures, and it's a symbol of protection universally. So when the media is like using it and, you know, indicating it being negative or like a bloody circle or whatever, like, no, don't do that. You're giving us a bad name.
Yeah, definitely. I think like, so I come from I do come from Native American ancestry. My great grandmother and her family were born in like the Navajo reservations. So like it's I think it's funny when people are like, oh, like they're like these beliefs are very like there's so many things. Like the cross, I believe, is from way many different cultures other than Christianity. Even the trident, even the peace symbol. I think the peace symbol was the original like supposal insignia of like what supposal Lucifer was. Like it was supposed to be the first symbol of Satanism or something was the peace symbol. I can't recall. It's been so long since I've learned. I used to read about this stuff. So like it's so interesting. Like a lot of people kind of get the whole big the heebie-jeebies about like, oh, that's satanic stuff, and it's like, no, if you really look into the lore of the world and all the cultures that have to offer about stuff, you'll find that everything is a Xerox copy of a Xerox copy of a Xerox copy of a Xerox copy. Like there's so much insignias today that we've taken and we've polluted. I mean, for God's sakes, the swastika is as the biggest perversion of what it originally was supposed to be, and now to this day I don't think anybody in that hi Papash, my cat meow. I don't know if you guys heard that. Meow. he's a big baby right now. But even like that, I can only feel so bad for like people of like the Hindu faith who are like, oh yeah, like our gods rock these symbols, only for people to be like, you're a racist, you're Nazis, and it's like, wow.
Like even like ISIS, the militant group, like ISIS is a goddess of fertility. Like I hate when people take good things and make them cruel and dark and painful to others. Like leave things alone.
It's really people. I think that's the thing. The overall like takeaway from all of this talk of like symbolism stuff is it's people who pollute what's good in life. And that's to say, I'm not trying to say we gotta get rid of these people. I'm not trying to say any of that. Like I just wanna put that out there. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying like it's just our responsibility as people to always uphold culture. I mean, for God's sakes, like I think I still kind of get a little saddened when I think about the amount. Hey Papa, just jumping on me, huh? I get a little saddened about the amount of times people talk about oh yeah, the Christians destroyed a lot of these Norse texts, and now the only like the Prozetta is like the only real text that we have for like Norse mythology. It's just like, imagine how much more we could have had if we just didn't have people that felt the need to like oppose their will, not their God's will, but their will to like get rid of other people's culture. Like, we would have had so much more stories about Thor and the whole Aesir pantheon. We could have had more stories of like, I don't know what else they would have had. I think Middle Eastern as well, because I know during the Crusades they destroyed a lot of those. If you see my hand moving, that is my cat. I'm so sorry. He's like,
it's okay. The Celtic faith, Celtic paganism, it is a amalgamation of the Celtic Isles over there. So like Irish and Scottish and Welsh and like all of that. So much of it has been lost. So like the majority of it is word of mouth and whatever scripts and texts we can find from ancestors from those areas that practice. So much of it was destroyed whenever pagans were converted to Catholicism, and it's sad. Like, let people worship who they want to worship. They're not hurting anybody. The people that worship nature, anybody that worships nature, let them worship nature. They're doing better than us with all of our pollution and fossil fuels still being used. Like, the fact that we haven't swapped completely to solar power yet, or water-powered engines, hydropower, like, if we would just utilize the things that we've been given that are renewable, things would be so much better off. But it's always about greed.
It really is, and I think that's like the they always think the more expensive option is the healthier option, and it feels like that way not in just nature but in life in general. Well, life is part of nature. Like, even when, like, if you have more money, you have better insurance, you're more taken care of promptly than you would if you had lower insurance. And it's like we do live in a world where in order to be sick, you kind of have to earn it, which is the dumbest thing in the world, because it should be I worked hard enough that now that I'm sick, I should be taken care of, not that I had to like earn to be taken care of. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember at one point I needed to have a urgent procedure. And like back in my junior year of high school, I had to have a colonoscopy in an EGD, which is like super graphic, right? But I was a junior in high school and I had all of these issues. I was sick all the time, in pain all the time. And in order for me to have that procedure to see if I was dying, I had to pay $3,000 first. Like, what?
$3,000?
Yeah, that was my deductible. Like, it's not fair, man. Like, I should be able to get the healthcare that I need without having to spend an arm and a leg. Like, I'm already unwell. What do you want from me?
My sister had something similar. I think she had like, luckily I think we had like, it was coverable by insurance, but she had like ovarian cysts, like from like her junior to senior year. So she only technically went to school for 2 years. She only went for the total amount of 68 days. So they definitely try to like they definitely try to say, oh well, she's gonna have to hold back because she needs to go to school. And it's like, whoa, she was sick. Like, the girl can barely walk. She has like cysts on her like ovaries that they've had to remove here and there. Like, the least you can do is be compassionate and be like, okay, well, let's try to work around this. Like, why is the first thing to always be, well, let's tell you why you being sick is your fault, instead of just like, how about we go, I'm sorry you're sick, let's talk about some way we can work around this.
So I had a job once upon a time. It was for a refinance company. I won't specify, which kind per se, but essentially, I worked at this place for like 8 months or so, and I have a chronic illness doctor's note that indicates that I need special permission to get up and step away to take care of my business if I need to step away. And so like I was missing 30 minutes of on the phone time. And instead of letting me work unpaid willingly, like sign a document and everything stating that, you know, I wouldn't say anything and that I would just work the extra 30 minutes and, you know, get my time, they're like, no, like you need to get that time up. You need to figure it out because other people have problems. I'm like, other people, like they tried to give the example of people with circulation issues have to stand up and walk around. It's like, they have a cubicle with wireless headsets. They can walk up and down an aisle, no problem. I am not able to just stand up. Like, I need to be able to step away and be in private to handle my situations. And they wouldn't, like, it was horrible. Like, I would get in trouble for being sick. I wasn't allowed to be sick. And finally, I'm like, screw it. Like, I recognize that I'm a replaceable part in the corporate machine, and I just can't do this anymore. Like, I am too sick, and I am not the one. Like, I'm not dealing with it anymore. So now I stream full time.
That's good. I think for my wife, she had a similar experience, but it was with her diagnosis. My wife is ADHD, and so she has to stim, and her work was very not liking it. I guess they watch her on a camera or something. They watch people on the floor on the camera, and then they would see that she would like jump around and she'd move her hands a lot and she would fidget with things, and they would tell her, well, she needs to stop doing that. And they weren't really accommodating. Okay, Papa. Okay, sorry, my cat's like on my lap and he's being a little butt.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine. I have 3 cats. I understand.
But I think I would, like, it really is like this corporation's fault, like saying, well, you're autistic. We've had former employees of autism that don't do this and they don't understand. Well, no, hold on there.
It's not one size fits all.
Yeah, it's not one size fits all. And I really, you know what? My buddy, he was able to kind of sue a company for something like of those like discriminative allegations and discriminative practices. I really wish I would have went to him with this, because he would have been like, oh bro, I'm gonna hook you up with my lawyer. He's gonna make sure that you guys take this place down, because one, if she is, the fact that she is, and they're basically telling her that she can't be doing this, or she can't find any way to regulate herself, or basically essentially be a decent work. If her work shows that she's decent and she just does this, why does it hurt the company just because they don't like it? Like, no. He said, I wish you would have told me. I would have made sure that you guys would have been paid out for that, because fuck a corporations that think they can just one size fits all everybody for things. And I definitely wish I had that kind of like that sense, because it is now in a world where you're sick, it's your fault, when it should be you're sick, I'm sorry, let's work out a compromise to see how we can fix things. But it's never that. Only through lawyers is it, okay, hold on there, let's meet in the middle here. It's like, why does it have to be a battle of court just to make you be a decent person, you know?
Like, my husband, he works. He brings in the money for the family. He pays our bills, and I'm super grateful to him. And, you know, he allows me to do what I need to do to take care of myself. And that involves me staying home, and I do the cooking and the cleaning, and albeit, you know, days are hard and I can't always be perfect, I still get it done. And so, like, I get so frustrated trying to like get on disability because they don't, like, you're not sick enough for us to give you money.
Ooh,
like,
don't start with me. This is about to be a shit. We're about to rant on everything right now.
Like, we're barely getting by. My husband has a decent paying full-time job and we're barely making it. Like, he shouldn't have to get 2 and 3 jobs. I shouldn't be forced to work when back in the day, a teacher could have a family of 4, have a house paid off, and 2 cars. Like, what? Still have enough for savings?
I wish.
Inflation's a joke. We're all moving to a commune. We're all going to grow our own food and have a farm, and we're gonna figure it out on our own.
That's my dream, dude. I always tell my wife, my dream is to own a farm. She's like, I think that's what like got us together was the fact that we both had a similar dream of wanting to live on a farm and just like have a bunch of animals. Like I was like, dude, you know how much I would love. Like I was like, I would never try to domesticate them, but if I had a bunch of like wolves coming in, I would always have food for them. I would always have food for them. And if they give me a pup they take one of my dogs and do the hanky panky and I have a wolf dog, then so be it. Balto, let's go.
I love Balto. That was like my favorite movie as a kid.
I think those movies were like what I call the I'm too lazy to teach movies. Let's put something on the TV. Balto was chef kisses, my favorite. And it always made there's certain scenes and like things that make me cry. And it's oddly with wolves. It's two scenes that you're gonna laugh at this. One is Balto when he like looks down and he's like he can't find the package and he sees like the vision of his mom and she like howls to remind him that he's a wolf, no matter if he thinks he's basically a bastard or ashamed to be a wolf, that he is a wolf and to be proud of that. And it's him being a wolf that kind of allows him to do the journey. That always made me cry. I was like, I wonder if my mom looks at me and is happy and is proud of me just being me.
Oh my god. My family knew the extent of how much of a gremlin I am on the internet. I feel like I'd be written out of the will.
My family knows how horrible I am. They always know. I was like, we should have put you on TV. We should have recorded you as a kid. Like, you were just out there. Like, you just say the most outrageous things that come to your mind. And I was like, it wasn't until dating somebody and marrying somebody that has autism and ADHD that showed me, like, my wife was the first one to point out. She goes, you guys have ADHD. And we're like, what? No, we don't. And then she goes, how are you guys late to everything that you're only like 5 minutes away? I was like, our track of time is horrible. She goes, I see you stimming. I'm like, stimming?
Time's an illusion.
She goes, stimming? I'm like, I don't stim. She goes, I see you crack your knuckles and your fingers every time you have the chance. And I'm like, normal people do that sometimes, I think. And she goes, you get overly excited and hyped about animals, especially wolves, that you will tell people facts after facts after facts about them, like you're just down, like I was like, I love things, leave me alone.
We go down a rabbit hole. We go on a tangent, an info dump. Like, it's just the thing.
Then she hit me with the most, and then she goes, and you're the most emotional thing ever. I'm like, I'm not emotional. She goes, she played the scene from Armageddon. She played the scene from Armageddon with Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck, and I started crying. And then she goes, my point taken, and I'm like,
anybody with a heart would cry at that. What do you mean? I
was like, oh my god.
The movie that like traumatized me emotionally was Hachi.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you know what movie that is. It's the dog that the Akita that was taken in by this man and would go with him to the train station every day and would wait for him to come home. And one day he didn't come home because he had a heart attack or whatever, and it's based on a true story. And he waited every single day at that stop, no matter what, and he would escape his house to come and wait there, and he died there, and they erected a statue, and like people on the street would just feed him and take care of him while he waited for his owner to come home that never did. It was so sad. I cried for 3 days.
Can I tell you what like scarred me as a child that made me like very scared to have an animal? Homeward Bound with Shadow. God. Like, I cried when Shadow when you hear Chance say, "Come on, Shadow, I need you." I was like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why am I crying? Why is my tears rolling down? Hi, baby.
And when his boy said, no, he was too old. Of course he didn't make it. And then he came running up, and then the hug. Oh my god, my heart.
Homeward Bound is
my heart.
I think one of my favorite movies to like just watch when I'm like I need to torture myself with like a little bit of trauma. That and not a Never-Ending Story. That one too, but Land Before Time.
Heart attacks.
God, movies just trauma prepared us.
I swear. They don't make them like they used to.
They definitely don't. Land Before Time, amazing. What was the other one that with the mouse? Philo goes home. Was it with Philo? Do you know Philo, the little mouse?
I believe so. I know
Philo?
there's Nim. Hold on.
Oh my God, what was it called?
The Secrets of Nim is one of them.
Philo was a part of. I'm gonna hate that I don't remember this movie. Oh my God.
Chat, help us out.
Please, I have to believe people know what I'm talking about. Not The Secret of Nim.
From An American Tale.
Yes, An American Tale. There we go. Oh my God.
It's such a good movie.
There's so much good childhood movies. I think that's what we need in this world. We need to bring back that era of like preparing people for death and stuff. Like, well, that's a little dark. We need to start preparing people for like tragedy and
for
stuff
trauma
again.
and sadness. Yeah, like I want people to know that it's okay to grieve and be sad and seek out help and comfort from your loved ones. Like, it's okay.
Definitely.
It doesn't matter if you were raised thinking that, you know, you can't cry, you can't show emotion because that's not strong. Like, no, show your emotions, feel your pain. Good Lord. The other movie that I want to watch again that's gonna get me hella fucked up is gonna be The Fox and the Hound.
Yes, I was just thinking about that.
But like my meds have been great because like everything used to make me cry. Like I'd get really sentimental and emotional over literally everything, and it wasn't that was a bad thing. But
oh, come over and say hi. My wife's gonna say hi, so you guys can hear her say hi. Come here, bebés. Give me a besitos. Mwah. Say hi to the peoples.
Hi, peoples. Sorry.
hello.
She says hello.
No, you're fine.
My friend wanted to meet you because she's like, oh my gosh, she loves fairies and she's in.
I want to be your best friend.
Yes.
Oh, she's just waking up. Okay. Let me just. You want quesadilla in a bit?
Can I have a quesadilla?
You're gonna go back to sleep. Here, I'll handle the little boy since he's crying for you. No, he's following you. Never mind. He's the mama's boy. All my pets except well, no, even my baby girl is a mama's boy, or a baby's boy. So my female cat loved me. She's the reason why I love female cats. But all my sons, both dog and cat, all want to be around my wife. They just want to cuddle in bed with her. They just want her attention. With all I get is just the rough housing.
Your wife is a Disney princess. You're gonna have to come to terms with this eventually.
My wife is essentially a Disney princess.
Yeah, I mean, I did have.
See, she agrees.
Yeah. A whole pack of dogs just ran up to her and were like, hey, what are you guys doing over there? And they just wanted to be around her.
I love that. I love it so much. Frosty says that his wife is the same. Just who needs Disney? We've got us.
Right? Oh my lord.
But
Fox and the Hound. Let's bring that back because I was just remembering it because there's a certain scene that always like makes me like not cry, but made me realize, dude, sometimes you just kind of have to know when to not necessarily lose, but just going home alive is better than winning or losing.
Oh yeah.
Like when Copper brings the old man.
Yeah. And the part that always gets me, because I have abandonment issues, right, is whenever the old lady abandons her baby. Like, what? Why would you leave him?
Can we talk about how, this is my wife brought this up to me, that it really is fucked up. She domesticated that fox as a baby. He shouldn't be alive in the wilderness.
Yeah! Like,
She's the real villain, is what she said.
Do that? Like, it's a baby. It made me so sad. But like, as I was saying, my depression meds have been great because I used to cry over everything.
But she chose to let him out during fox hunting season.
Yes, she did. She did.
She waited an extra couple of fucking months.
I don't even remember her reason because it wasn't a good enough reason regardless.
Oh my god, it was.
Like, how dare?
Oh my god.
It made me so sad. But I used to cry over everything. And my meds have like I've been testing the waters, right? I used to avoid things that would inevitably make me sad or depressed because like I get really attached to characters and games and whatever. So if something died in a book or a movie, I would be like devastated for days. Like I would grieve as if I actually lost someone. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but when it becomes inhibiting to my daily life, I had to quit. So
oh god. I was thinking it's like, oh, what's the worst that could happen? Like what? You just drop the IP altogether? No, it just infuriates me so much in life that it's hard to just go on.
And I just get really depressed and sad, and I sleep all the time, and then I can't pull out of it, and it's like, what the heck? Like, it's just a movie. So I've been testing the waters on my meds, and there's a movie called, the title is gonna sound really weird, but after I explain the plot, you'll understand. This movie is called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. It's an anime film.
Oh my god! So I believe it was
such a good movie.
Web novel, if I am correct.
I believe so. I believe it was a web novel first, but essentially, it's not a secret. The girl in the movie has pancreatic disease, and she becomes best friends with the main character, who is a boy that I believe is autistic. It's never like specified, but he's just it gives that vibe.
Yeah, he's giving the Ashitaki like early autism vibes.
And so like she was his only actual friend, and it's just this beautiful story about, you know, acceptance and life and death and love and growth as a person and accepting help and care from others. And like the plot twist, when I tell you that plot twist almost had me. Like I cried. I showed emotion. I can still feel things, but like I was able to deal with it and be happy about it afterward. Like it was a good movie. But like if I had watched that without my meds, I would have been a broken mess on the side of the road, sobbing uncontrollably for days. Like it was that level of sadness. But I've been testing it. It's been great. I've been good.
You know what I think is interesting? I feel like there's a lot of characters that have been written. I feel like every artistic person, or let's put it this way, I feel like every person who has been on the spectrum of neurodivergency has written art that we all loved. And it's the reason why we're like, wow, I feel like this character so much. And we never realize, oh, is this character autistic coded? Are they ADHD coded? Like, yeah, Lilo and Stitch. Like, Lilo is definitely on the spectrum.
Yeah. I love how, like, a lot of the allistic individuals don't like Gale from Baldur's Gate because he's, like, really chatty and shares a lot of information that's, like, borderline useless to them or whatever. And it's like, he's just a cute autistic man. Like, he's a cute traumatized autistic man. Let that man info dump.
Like, low key, like, so I was talking to somebody and people were like, yeah, Goku's a bad dad. And I remember watching Dragon Ball Up and Down, and I was like, Goku has autism. Goku shows love very differently. He doesn't like being touched on. His hyperfixation is fighting. And it's not just that, all his kids are autistically coded. His son loves bugs, studies, and is interested in, that's his like special degree in university. His other son is more aloof and is just kind of like does whatever he his brain tells him to do. Like, and they've never spoken ill will of their father because they have that secret language of my actions tell you I love you. While the world people are like, he's a bad dad, he disappears. You mean to go on his hyperfixations? Like, and his kids understand it? Like, even like a character that I always think was autistic is like Midoriya from MHA. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
He does the mutter. He does the muttering to himself.
Yeah.
And then Bakugo also is too, but Bakugo was like is like my cousin, my little nephew. I don't know who he is. Like he was just very expressive and loud, and is never really like. I guess the best way to say it, it's not that he's being aggressive. He's just appearing aggressive because he's passionate. There you go. Like Bakugo is very passionate. He's never been really mean or angry. He just does mean things, but his explosiveness has always been his. Like all MHA is neurodivergency, the anime. Because even like Todoroki,
the quirks is just literal neurodivergency.
Yes. Like especially the most recent episode. I don't know if you've kept up with it.
I've gotten to I think season 4, I believe.
Oh man.
But I haven't gone like super far because I have a lot of other things that come up.
I
stream full time, so I'm always playing video games. But when I do, like I found that like the way that I unwind after like being really hyper focused on streaming and content and gaming and doing good at the game and being entertaining, and you know it's exhausting after a while. And so like when I start experiencing burnout, I will go on a social hiatus, and instead of like falling into a depression for several months, I'm able to just like pull away, be like, hey guys, I'm okay, have a good day, I'm gonna watch anime all day and clean my house. So I'll do that for a week or two, and then I'll continue business as usual. But I've been watching Nokotan, and I've been rewatching The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
Yes!
And
yes, it's the best.
I just got through the part where you watch like the 8 episodes.
Ooh, can I tell you something? After the second episode of it, I skipped it all because I looked it up online. I was like, do I need to watch all these episodes? And you're like, not really. And I was like, okay then.
I hyper fixated on that part so much. So like I watched it until episode 4 of that section, and I was like, this is all the same thing, but it's like a little different every time. So I was like, why is it doing this? Like, I'm not crazy. And so I looked it up, and a lot of people disliked it because like this was during it airing, like 1 episode a week. So 8 episodes, 8 weeks of this being the exact same thing, slightly different, a little more understanding, whatever. Excuse me.
You're good.
Like, they talked about this as being like, oh, they just were trying to do filler and they were skimping out on the budget and blah blah blah. No, like if you really analyze that whole section, they were doing an incredible job of illustrating how these people went through this thing, this event, this number of times, this time loop, spoiler, this number of times. Like, they experience this same thing over and over again. So we get to feel what it's like in their shoes, and how like they get so close to figuring it out, and then it doesn't work out, and then the one time it finally works, and that relief that you feel. Like, I skipped after the 4th episode. I did. I'm not gonna lie, but
that's
like,
good. Hey, we all have our patience levels.
It was so just, it was poetic to me. Like I thought it was a great touch that they added. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with Persephone over
Demon
here.
Slayer. I love
like,
Demon Slayer.
All these characters that are, I think anime is where neurodivergent kids have saw themselves the most. And like, for God's sakes, I didn't realize all the characters that I really love that inspire me, like when I go to the gym or something, are all very ADHD coded characters. Naruto, Asta from Black Clover, fucking Inuyasha, like all these characters that are just like so like brazen, not afraid to say, basically speak first and then think later, are all characters that I'm like, yeah, I don't know what about this guy, but I definitely feel like I'm connected to him somehow. Oh man! And then watching, we were just watching the other day. I believe it's Comey Can't Communicate.
I want to watch that so bad.
And I laugh because there's a scene how Comey and her father interact, and my wife goes, "See, that's how me and my dad talk. That's how I know my dad has autism too. Is how he talks." And then my father-in-law might be one of the coolest men I've ever met. He is the man, and when I say he's the man, like he's like, yeah, guys, I'm taking apart one of the rooms. We're gonna make it into a game room. I got my computer stuff in there. Soon we're gonna put the D&D table. I'm gonna start 3D printing all the figurines. Yeah, I'm talking about Nick, baby. My father-in-law is like. My father-in-law is one of the coolest people ever. Neurodivergent. Rama 1/2 hits different. Rama 1/2 definitely hits different in so many different ways now. Because it can.
So. Sorry.
No, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something. I was like, lost it right there.
No, you're good. You're good. So I have a story about Rama 1/2.
Okay, tell me the Rama 1/2 story. I'm very interested.
So, for anyone that doesn't know what the anime is about, it is about this boy and his dad that do martial arts, and at one point in time, they are training in.
Sorry, my wife's joining. My wife's joining. Like she's like right next
welcome
to me.
to join anytime. She always has a seat at this table.
Yeah, she can hear this whole conversation, so I'll give her one of my headphones. So continue the Rama 1/2 story.
So Ranma, okay, the story of Ranma is this boy and his dad are martial artists, and they go to this ground, this hot spring ground that has like bamboo poles in, I believe it's China. It's China. And they end up falling in, and in these pools, something died in each of these pools. So when you fall in, you become cursed with that particular entity or creature or whatever. So when they're splashed with cold water, Ranma turns into a girl and his dad turns into a panda bear. Okay, so this whole story is just a silly anime, and it's like trying to navigate this curse, and like, you know, Ranma's engaged to this girl, like an arranged marriage, and it's like this whole thing. It's so cute and quirky and funny. So my story is several years ago now, my dad for Valentine's Day gifted me a Ranma 1/2 scroll, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And he's like, this scroll has literally been in our family for over 30 years. And I was like, no kidding. And he's like, yeah, check out this baby picture of you. And I look, and it's a picture of me as a little baby. My dad is holding me, and he's wearing a Ranma 1/2 t-shirt, and in the background, this scroll is hanging on the wall.
That's
so
fucking awesome. Oh
this
my God.
incredible heirloom, and it's actually literally hanging above my desk right now. Like, it is above my computer, perfectly centered, and it's one of my most prized possessions by far. So yeah, I love Ranma. I watched the anime with my dad, and they're talking about remaking it, and hopefully they'll make it a little more forward thinking for the times, but at the same time, like, I hope that they stay true to a lot of the messages that were in the show, because it's such a good show.
I need to watch it. It's on Netflix, the remake. I haven't watched it yet, but you know, like the animation style. I need to watch it. I need to
airing on Netflix. I need to get Netflix.
I saw it. I remember the original because it was for a young boy, like watching on Adult Swim. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. By kind of cool, I mean it's talking about sex, and it's making me think about things. And I'm just hoping, like, so Ranma 1/2 was in the era where I don't want to say that it's funny, but like mild SA was a joke.
Yeah, back then it was. Yeah.
It was played for a joke. It was played for a gag. It wasn't supposed to be respectable or anything, but like that was the gag. Was like, oh, you're trying to touch on a girl's butt, bam, you're getting hit. Like, you don't do that.
We're a lot more forward thinking. Respectfully this time around. Like the banter and some of the jokes will still be, you know, to a degree humorous, like to us, but at the same time, it's like those things shouldn't have been funny, regardless. Like I am a victim of SA more than once, and so like I know what it's like to have gone through that, and for me, like I handle my trauma with humor anyway. So like the jokes and such in the original show didn't really bother me all that much. But like I know of people who would be extremely upset by the original humor in the show, and it's like I don't want them to feel afraid to consume media because of these triggers that they have.
Yeah, we don't want to encourage that. We don't want to encourage that. Like before, back then it wasn't as talked about. I believe we weren't really focusing on trying to make media more safe for others. And I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a group, there always is, that's going to complain how, oh, the woke people took away what made Ranma great. That's not what made Ranma great. But you just want to fight over like pennies. You want to fight over nickels and dimes. Yeah, the story made Ranma. Oh my god, I was gonna say gay, but no. I guess. I mean, is it really like Ranma? Like can go both ways technically. You might like it.
They're also saying that fans are making another. Sorry, sorry, Queen.
Even in his female form, he canonically was attracted to women.
Oh yeah.
He didn't like men, no matter what his gender was.
True, facts.
So like, it's not because he's not identifying as female. He's just cursed to be a female, so it's not necessarily gay. It's still heterosexual if you think about it that way.
Yeah.
But it is hella gay when guys touch Ranma.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I wanted to watch Naruto, and like he like do the thing for Jiraiya, the sexy jutsu, and I was like, he knows it's a guy. He knows this is a student. This is a 12-year-old boy.
Care.
Like, but he just is fat. He just loves the female form that much that he's getting excited. It just all becomes, everything back then becomes more eye widening when you're like put it under a modern lens and you're like, ooh, we are going to need to change that.
I'm fruity as fuck. I swing in every direction. Consider me omnidirectional.
I think what's funny is my wife just said it before I napped. She was like, "Yeah, our start of our relationship feels like a lesbian relationship."
It was.
I love that.
And I was like,
we hooked up.
Yeah.
Declared we were dating.
Yeah.
Within like an hour after hooking up.
Oh
right?
yeah, yes, we did that.
And then you moved in.
Yeah.
Within like a day or two of us making it official. That is the most lesbian shit I've ever.
Yeah.
The most lesbian shit ever.
That's true. But that's, you know what, I've always been. The thing is, I think like I'm a very masculine man. I've never been afraid of like being very masculine. Hey, my dog. I'm also very like on purposely flamboyant, only because I know for a fact it makes certain people uncomfortable, and I love that I make people uncomfortable. But I've come to the terms like, yeah, like I'm straight enough. I'm straight-ish. Like I'm not full. There's no full straight with me. There's just straight.
Just a tad
enough.
Just a sprinkle. Just a sprinkle of rainbow.
You know, just a little bit of sugar and spice with me, you know.
Just, you know, a little cherry on top. Just one.
Oh man, but I think it's very much like, man, like I said, like I really do love like how much media. Like I'm not too crazy on the remake bandwagon, but I am happy of seeing something that was beloved to me as a child being able to be not only remastered and remade, but given to a younger generation. Like I think I laughed when my sister-in-law, because my wife's little sister's into anime, was like, oh yeah, I love Fruits Basket, I'm watching it, and then I look on my account because I shared her account with me, and she was watching the new one. The remake is
so good.
Yeah, but I was like, oh man, like
As someone who's read both all of the mangas,
I was really
original, the original fell short to the mangas, in my opinion. Where the original fell short, the remake picked up pieces.
I literally was about to talk about Fruits Basket. Like, I am usually really terrified of remakes because it's like, don't ruin a good thing.
Yeah, don't
but
touch
no,
it.
Fruits Basket did it so good. Like, they kept all of the most important parts from the original, and like they gave all of the characters closure. They stayed true to the manga. Like, I love it so much. It's one of my most favorite animes. I actually would love to watch it again, to be honest. But like, it's so good. It's so good.
I think Fruits Basket was how I realized that, like, I definitely do have this. I'm not a narcissist, but I definitely have a lot of narcissistic personality disorder traits, because Shigure was my favorite character of that entire series, only to find out that Shigure is probably the true villain of that series.
Honestly, I feel really, really bad for Akito and like just all the different things, and I feel like Akito was also a really bad narcissist and super manipulative, but like they were groomed to be that way.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And it's like Shigure is a problematic. Hear me out, but
problematic. Kind of like Alucard is like my biggest problematic character now. Like,
I feel you though. I feel
he's
you on that one.
Everything I would hate in a partner. He's everything I want. Why are you like?
Yeah.
So anybody that knows me knows that I am a huge SIMP squirrels in my pants for Astarion and Silas from Love and Deep Space, and they're morally gray characters with white hair and red eyes. Like,
white hair
it's
and
a
red
problem.
eyes.
It's a problem. Your girl needs therapy, but like they're my forever.
He's just an abomination.
He's just chaos incarnate. That's what he is. He's chaos for the fun of just.
It's the I can change him.
So wifey, I'm not sure what to refer to you as.
You can call her Stony or Faye or whatever you desire.
Stony. Okay. So Stony, do you fall under the CMF category like me? If you know, you know. It's an acronym. I'll DM it so that. Hold on.
DM it because I'm not always familiar with acronyms with colors.
That's okay. I understand.
If you send me the message, I can give it a quick little glance over on my phone, so that way I don't have to take away from the stream real quick. So let me give it the quick.
I said Astarion first, Frosty.
But I think for like when in terms of like hear me outs, I think I grew up with women. Okay, let me just first stress this out. I grew up with loud Mexicanas yelling at me, telling me what to do, whether it was my grandma and my mom's cousin, my grandma's sister's daughters, which were like I call my mom's cousins, my tias, or it was my mom's or it was my grandma's sisters. Like all of them basically influenced my toxic behaviors first. I'm not gonna blame them, but that's where my toxic mindset first originated, was from them. But the idea of my love for like characters like Azula. I had a crush on Azula as a kid. I had a crush on Akito from Fruits Basket.
So much sense.
Like if there was BPD in the dating profile, then hey, what's up?
Let me just whip out the slip and slide.
let me just get yelled. I definitely want to get yelled at and gaslit for a minute.
And turning on the water hose, gonna slip and slide into those DMs.
BPD autistic rage now.
Yeah, that's why I'm very patient and I'm very easy to like. Even like the character, I don't know if you guys remember Samurai Jack, the Scottish man. His wife was like this loud, aggressive woman in his face, but he was just like utter love and joy for her. I was like, I don't get that until I'm like older, and I'm like, oh, I get that now.
I understand. CMF is not color material finish.
No, it was not. And now that I had to think about it for a second, because I'm like, am I? And then I remembered something. One of my like first non-women, like, his tradition. I realized from a very young age I was definitely into women, redheads specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Oh yeah. We love a redhead.
And then it's
Come on,
Stephen King, It, the original It.
Oh, with
What's his face?
Oh my God, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, yes. I was like something Curry. Tim
Oh,
Curry's.
my God.
That was like my first not woman crush. That like, I was like, I don't know why I have a crush. This guy. I like this guy. This one.
Frosty, in case you don't understand, monsters. That is all. If you cannot understand from there, I'm not helping you.
The best way I could put it to like help you understand what that meant is the anime. What the fuck was it called? They got it to #1. Oh my God! It's gonna kill me. Nux Taku's the one who fucking did the meme and got it like #1 rated. Interspecies reviewers. Let's just say that. That's it.
Oh, that. We were playing. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
See, I'm the girly that goes after the Phantom in the Phantom of the Opera, and I'm the girly that is on board with Darkness from Legend, Tim Curry's devil character.
That was the best.
Listen.
Which one? Which Hellboy?
Oh, certified. C is certified.
The one where the live action one where he kills the changeling and brings back the baby girl.
Ill. You like that one?
I can't explain
Ill, the Dave Arbor one from fucking Stranger Things. Fucking.
I don't know. Okay.
I think that's the ugliest one. I think Ron Perlman is the
uglier
sexiest.
the better. What?
Like,
I have problems. I need help.
It's okay. We're in the same boat. 'Cause as I'm like going down and digesting the like not traditionally feminine characters that I've had crushes on, it's all monsters of some sort, whether internally or externally.
One of my first crushes in media as a kid was Aladar from Dinosaur. Do you know the Disney movie Dinosaur?
The CGI one?
That's
maybe.
The one with the monkeys, or lemurs, whatever they were.
With the dinosaurs and the little white and brown monkeys, and the CGI was really, really bad.
I am Tim Curry and Rocky. Tim Curry and Ferngully. Mwah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, smash.
Also smash. Agreed.
Like him is
So there's like 7 characters in Ferngully I'm willing to smash. I'm not going on that list. That'll be a very.
That's okay. That's okay. We can do that Hear Me Out cake together later.
Mood.
Oh man, Ferngully, dude. Oh, everything I feel like early on end was just animated, like the better with hand drawn. Even when it did try to put some CGI in it, like early on those ends when they didn't put too much. Like I believe the Aladdin, the Cave of Wonders, that part was a bit CGI in the beginning. Like that like implementing it was at its best. Hear Me Out.
The tiger from the Cave of Wonder.
No, not that tiger
the
from the
big
Cave
stone
of
tiger. Smash.
Hear Me Out that I always thought about, and it always cracks me up, and I'm like, oh god, I really hope I'm not a furry. Is Roxanne from the Goofy movie, like
real.
Like I said, like the Goofy movie was where I was like,
No, Roxanne was a baddie.
Like when like all I have to do is just kind of be like dorky and funny, and that will get me a girl. Like that's me already.
Jenna from Balto.
Jenna-
Balto from Balto.
So
Like-
I don't like this, and this is the first and only time you hear me say this, but both Nick and Judy from
Zootopia.
why did they make Judy Hop so goddamn thick? Somebody explain that to me, please.
Smash. Smash.
Oh god, I love Nick.
Smash.
Yeah.
Nick's
I
like
have
the
issues.
funnest like character. I love that little Fennec Fox buddy of his.
Yes. And I love that they gave him a
A lifted truck.
Yes, but not that. They gave him a traditionally really deep, low voice because male fennec foxes, when feeling threatened, won't screech high pitch. They let out a low rumble that's like a. It's really scary. It's really creepy.
I love this comment right here. Judy's a bunny. Bunnies are known for breeding. That's why she has like 50 brothers and sisters, bro.
Yes, and then she goes back to the farm
Literally.
later, and there's more siblings.
Yeah.
Her parents still get it all.
God.
With all of those kids around, I'm wondering.
How? Where? They all gotta sleep sometime. God, so many weird hear me outs.
I have a whole like I'm not really picky. It's kind of a problem. But like I don't know. If I like the flavor of the popsicle, I'm gonna eat the popsicle. I can't really decide. Like I'm not a picky eater.
That is the most funniest thing ever. No one's gonna pass up ice cream, so who cares the flavor of the popsicle?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
It's sexual. It's all about like how they walk and talk. It's not about who they are, you know?
I'm extremely pansexual. I'm so pansexual. like Sphinx parent from what the fuck is that game?
Sphinx parent.
Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Sphinx parent.
Rule 34 in general. Rule
from
34
Dragon's
is everywhere.
Dogma 2. Sphinx
let him
parent
out.
from Dragon's Dogma 2. Smash.
Grab him, baby. He's gonna come up to you.
Feel free to Google.
I have to. Dragon Dogma 2. What'd you say, Sphinx?
Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2, Sphinx parent.
I think the most tame monster character I think is
Wow.
attractive is no, that's hot. Why
Right?
Why is that oddly so?
It's like there. It's definitely there.
It's interesting. Like it's why did they make that so?
Voluptuous.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I could.
I'm pretty sure Sphinx parent is gender fluid because like you can refer to them as non-binary, masc, or femme.
Oh, that works. See, I think it's funny.
Really cool.
I think a lot of boys don't realize that they have boy crushes on boys.
My dad's celebrity male crush is Papiwolf.
Hey, Cusco.
No, seriously. We will
I
always
love
joke
Kronk.
about it. But whatever, yes, Kronk is
Best man.
best man. Yeah, he is the best man. He's the best. I fucking love him. Anyways, anytime, because Patrick Warburton did a lot of voices in the animatronic rides and intro rides to Disneyland. So whenever his voice would go off in one of the rides and my family would be in lines, my mom would always be like, "Hey, it's your crush." And my dad, growing up, I always thought he was getting embarrassed because it was too much. The joke was embarrassing. No, he was getting embarrassed because it's actually true. Broski has a crush, and because looking back, he would actually get embarrassed. He'd be like, "Stop, stop."
It's guy crushes are like I guess we gotta say straight man guy crushes. I guess we like both. No, I don't think anyone's fully straight, but like for guys, like
sexuality
yeah,
been such a fluid thing over the years.
of course.
Lola Bunny from the original Space Jam.
Yes.
That is the go-to for a lot of people.
Yes.
The funny thing to me is like a lot of people that you see doing Hear Me Out cakes on TikTok, they do the conventionally attractive characters like all the time. And it's like, I understand. I get it. But like, if that is your biggest Hear Me Out, we can't be friends. Because like, I want to know the weird Hear Me Outs.
What is it?
So, I used to joke, but now I'm realizing it's not a joke. I don't like Dean because I like Dean. I like Dean's car. I understand his relationship with his car. His car's fucking sexy, bro.
Like a sexy ass car.
Fiona's ogre form.
Fiona's ogre form. Shrek.
Yes,
like throw me in that swamp.
I think people forget that Shrek didn't find Fiona attractive in her human form.
No, he didn't.
And she didn't find him attractive in his being an ogre. They just fell in love genuinely. It wasn't like a one-sided, oh, she's pretty and he's ugly. They both found each other equally ugly, but then they fell in love with each other because they could see each other past their looks.
Mm-hmm.
Persephone,
and they came to appreciate each other's looks. I'm on board with the usual Hear Me Outs too, like the Xenomorph and Venom, like absolutely. Megamind, yeah.
Megamind is a Chad, bro. Shout out to that movie.
True.
Is the proof of like, you could literally have everything handed. Okay, it proved two things for me. You could literally be God and still be depressed, and you can literally be given every opportunity in the world to be the best you could be. And if you're a shit person in the core, you'll be a shit person as a fucking superhero.
And vice versa when it comes to being a villain, because he was like, Megamind was literally raised to do the worst possible things.
Oh yeah.
Yet couldn't even really succeed in doing his bad things because
he sucked as a villain. He was a good hero.
He was a better hero than he ever would have been a villain.
Oh god, I love DreamWorks. DreamWorks kills it, bro. I don't care what anyone says.
Ruby, the Kraken.
Ruby
Gilman versus.
Oh, Ruby Gilman! Oh my god.
Good. I fucking loved it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was cute. I don't know why people didn't like it. I thought it was fucking awesome.
I thought it was a great movie.
Yours is your favorite is the
Mitchell's vs. the Machines is one of my favorites. Yes, I love Mitchell's vs. the Machines.
I haven't seen that one. It's on my list.
You need to watch it.
That is autism family like trying to work.
ADHD is a family.
I believe it.
And
I believe it.
has different
Quirks.
like different sides of the spectrum.
Oh yeah.
You know, because you can literally have an entire family diagnosed with autism and all of their autistic traits portrayed very differently.
Yes. Look at my face.
Oh, that's something else that I was gonna say. Being on my meds, I have realized that once you take the depression and the anxiety out of the equation of my existence, the autism and the ADHD shine through way more. Like, I didn't realize just how bad it was until I took out the other factors. It was really funny.
Yeah, they lowered.
Are you playing with the cats?
My dog is on my wife's lap, and he's like I said, he's a mama's boy. I have all these masculine animals. I have a fucking big ass cat. I have a giant fucking. I got a small little cute little dog, and they're all mama boys. They all want to be in her lap. They fight for her
mother.
attention.
That's just how it is.
Oh man! But what I was gonna say, in terms of like, I think when like men have crushes, they just don't say they have a crush on them. What they do say is, "Oh, he's so cool. That's like my favorite character." Like they like. I wanted to be Tommy from Power Rangers so bad before I realized, oh, I have a crush on Jason David Frank. I was like, whoa. So Shomaru from Inuyasha is so cool and badass and stoic. Only for me to be like,
get it.
Only for me to realize, oh wait, I think I have a crush on Shishomaru. Like, I always get giddy when I play the video game and he comes out. I'm like, here he is. It's the man, the myth, the legend. Let's go. It's him. Oh my God, he's here.
I really want to watch. It's an older anime, so you might not know what it is, but it's called Fushigi Yugi.
Fushigi Yugi.
In English, in English, it's the mysterious play or curious play. Essentially, these two high school girls get isekai'd into a, I believe it's Chinese novel.
Ooh.
And it's, yeah, there's a few characters in there that I absolutely adore. Yeah, Mei knows it!
The Fushigi Yugi, the mysterious play. I'm gonna have to watch this.
It's really good. I would watch it with people if I had the opportunity.
I think.
Have you seen Owl? It's not anime. Have you seen Owl House yet?
I've seen part of it. I want to watch more of it.
Watch it.
That is like her, like, when we first got together, Owl House was what she was like, hey, you're going to watch this, understand? And I was like, all right, I like Disney animation. I love Gravity Falls. I loved Steven Universe. I was in the, I guess I was in the queer sphere of like loving like these very progressive cartoons. I was like, hell yeah, I fuck with this shit. I'm an ally. I like shit like this. And we watched Owl House, and I was like, dude, this is fucking good. Like, to the point when she fell asleep, I'd stay up like cooking. I'm very snacky when I'm like hyper fixating on stuff, and I was cooking food and watching Owl House, trying to not be loud and like jump. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. But she's like asleep on the bed. I'm like, all right, I don't want to be too loud. I don't want to wake her.
So Stony, do you want to watch Owl House with me and info dump and get excited over it and tell me all the fun facts, you know? Because I will do that with you.
That's what she does already. She does that with her other friend. She'll smoke and she's like, all right, we're gonna watch this episode. We're playing play at the same time, and she'll just watch it and talk to the person all day about it.
Yeah, that's what
I'm super on board.
She's actually currently doing that with Owl House with her partner right now, because I got her to watch Owl House. Now she's getting her partner to watch Owl House. So
I love that.
It's such a good
Let's
show.
do it.
I loved Owl House, and I love the.
We literally named our cat Dongo King after King from Owl House.
I love that.
Yeah, his full name is Dongo, King of Demons.
Oh, cute. I have an orange kitty, and for the longest time, we were gonna like name him Rengoku, because Rengoku best boy.
Yes.
And we ended up settling on Nugget. So like in my head, he's still Rengoku. Like that's his legal name. But we just call him Nugget because he's golden all over. His eyeballs, his fur, like everything about him is gold. He's
Nugget.
a feral boy. He's really spicy. He's my spicy chicken nugget.
My sister loves Rengoku, and we're gonna be getting her a replica Rengoku sword.
Yeah, that's my I'm a big brother now, so like I've always been a big brother to the girls. My most leads, I have 3 sisters, and I have a little baby brother, but like me and my brother, we have like we have a connection where like we have the guy connection, but then I never really got along with my other 2 sisters. Like they weren't into anime, they weren't into anything. I got into their hyperfixation, so I was we're gonna watch One Tree Hill, you need to sit with us, and I was like, all right, fuck it, let's watch this. What is this about? Who's crying over who now? Like I got into their interests, but it is fun to have like a new little sister who's like into like anime, and she's not a child, she's not like a baby, because my other younger sister's a baby. She's like 15 and she's like, oh my God, I was watching this anime and I love this character a lot because she's definitely on the spectrum as well. So like I just love being able to like I love being able to talk to my new little sister, and she's like, oh my God, that's a sword from 7 Deadly Sins. That's that's Meliodas' sword, and he has that sword and it allows him to duplicate himself, and I'm like, yep, I know. It's just fun, and
I love that we both can do the voice and we sound almost exactly the same.
oh, you guys already have the same voice. That's what's funny.
Meliodas.
That's magical. I so you know Tengen, right? Tengen Uzui,
Yeah.
Daddy Tengen. So I've mentioned a few times Silas from Love and Deep Space. His Japanese voice actor is Tengen. So, got me fucked up, to say the least. But his English voice actor, like, I usually will love to consume media in their original languages, whether it's Chinese or Japanese. But me too, Stoney. Me too. But I prefer Silas's English VA. But like, it's such a good game. I've got problems. It's fine.
I think I don't know. Is there any voice act? I feel like I've hit the like I said, I hit the D&D board really hard. So like I've been looking at everything D&D. So of course I watched all of Critical Role's campaigns. Of course I did all that. So to find out like Liam is essentially most of my favorite male characters English dubbed has just been a fucking joy. I'm like, that's Liam. I know that voice anywhere.
That's like me and all of like my childhood cartoon characters being voiced by fucking Tara, what's her face?
Oh, Tara Strong.
Tara Strong. Like every cartoon character I like grew up on was voiced by her, and so she voiced both Azula and Daphne.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm over here like anytime, and I've come to the point where I've started to recognize the different voice actors that like voiced my childhood characters. I'm just like, oh hey, I know that voice.
That's like the best thing ever. Like, oh, God.
And then now I only hear Ida with what's her face?
The actress who plays her, yeah.
What's her name? She plays the voice of Archer's mother. She's also.
She's not Archer's mother in the show Archer.
Yes, she is.
That's a different lady. That's the one from Arrested Development that plays Archer's mother.
Oh no, she doesn't play Archer's mother. She plays a different character in there though. She plays the other girl. What's her face?
I know what you're talking about. I don't have the name for it yet.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then she plays she's the assistant in Girls Trip. Kicking with your girls.
Yeah.
And it trips me out because I watched that years before watching Owl House, and now when I watch Girls Trip, I'm like, Ida, what are you doing in here?
Oh,
What are you doing here?
That's like everything with every game now. I can't play Persona without going, oh, that's Liam's voice. Oh, I know that voice actor. That's what's her name. And I'm just like, I've hit. That's like my new low now. Is like, I fangirl over voice actors now instead of regular actors. That
I've been doing that more often, especially since the whole Astarion blow up. Like, Neil Newbin is my everything, and I really want to meet him. And I almost did meet him, but my husband couldn't get off work. So, sad face. I wish. I don't have a car though. But I get really excited over Laura Bailey. Because
Laura Bailey, let's go.
Koto Honda, and I just love Laura Bailey. She also voices Dolce in Rune Factory 4, and Catherine and Catherine Full Body. So I get really excited over her. I also get really excited over the voice actress for Ria's Grimory.
Oh,
do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes,
Her name
yes.
is Tony Marchi, I believe.
Yes.
But yeah, I anytime that I hear her voice, I'm like, that's Ria's.
That's
Ria's.
I think what it is, it's the what is it? The word I'm talking. Her tone is not. It's very authoritarian, kind of. Wendy Malick for Ida. That's what Frosty was able to get us. But like Ria's yeah, like Ria's oh god, to say her name is hard. Rias is one of my favorite characters. See, High School DxD was the anime that this is gonna be. This is a horrible confession. I'm not afraid to confess things. Like, I watched it for the boobs. I did. I'm not gonna lie. But then
fair.
It had no business being fucking awesome with lore, fucking awesome with understanding like one's traumatic events. Like, it had no business. Like, it brought me in with the physical attributes, and then they digged its roots in me with like, oh well, there's more than just heaven and hell. There's other like beliefs in this world too. And I was like, oh, this is badass, bro. Like, you're telling me there's fucking like Sun Wukong comes out in it, fucking Thor comes out. Like, it was just like boosting me with so much fucking radness, and I was like, this anime is badass. Like, I love it.
But she voices Rias, she voices Mount Lady, she voices Ellie from Borderlands.
She does Kana from Fairy Tail, I believe, as well.
I think so. She also voices Tora from My Roommate is a Cat, Go from Free, and Trainee from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
She is Trainee, yes. Oh, I love Reincarnated as a Slime.
And then Pistonia Shortcake Wanko from Overlord. I'm obsessed. It's fine. And I also get excited when I hear Jotaro's voice actor or Dio's voice actor.
Oh, Matt. Oh, wait. I know for Matt Mercer is Jotaro, like his English dub, because he's also Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil 4, or Resident Evil altogether, I think. Kirito's voice actor, oh, he's rad. I can't remember his name, but he was a big anime fan growing up. I just love the fact that a lot of like the community I could see are like up and coming voice actors. Like, one of my favorite musicians to watch originally was like Alejandro Saab, and for him to be a voice actor, getting big voice actor roles, to like being a part of one of my favorite like shoujo animes, I was like, yes, we're winning. It's not just like, I feel like people, it's not just, I feel like I could put myself and say, hey, we all can do something, doesn't matter how long it takes, that we were all gonna win together. Bryce, there you go. Yeah, Mercer's in everything, Frosty. I love Matt's a gem. Matt is a fucking gem. That's all I could say. Bryce? Oh, right, because Bryce is Bond, and he was also Nigel Uno from Codename Kids Next Door.
That's why I was like, who's, because he's not a very well known, but I like his voice acting skills. He's done a lot of stuff. He's also in Exorcist, he's also in Papi,
Yeah.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, he's Miraculous Ladybug. That's like my little sister's like favorite series.
Classroom, Vampire Knight, Danganronpa.
Of all of us cast Stray Gods, we were also in Critical Role.
Also Naruto Shippuden and Pokemon
Ooh.
Origins. I forget what he does in Pokemon Origins. That was like where I first read.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Voice actors for the win. Let's go, everybody. Let's go. Yeah.
I really want to get into voice acting at some point, because I've done a couple of little projects.
Same.
And it's always just been like, friend projects. Like, it hasn't really gone anywhere. But I really enjoy it, and I do like random ass voices and accents all the time. I could do it. I don't know.
Oh, he was Meliodas. Okay, thanks, Frosty.
I'll make some of like the weirdest characters come to life, like the weirdest like voices and characters. Like I have a wide range voice. Like I could play anything from like the mom character to the like the ooh ditzy cute character.
Yeah. I can also do a 12-year-old boy, like an anime boy.
Yeah.
The prepubescent, or like the barely like reaching the age of like maturity. Frosty, wait, was Bryce number 2 then? Was he the voice for number 2? Did I get them mixed up? Sorry, I was like thinking about that right now. I was like stuck in my head. I was like, I know I've heard him in Kids Next Door. It had to be either 1 or 2, literally. But in terms of voice, I've done small projects. I auditioned for some stuff. Some people were like, hey, I need you in a game. Or what I normally do now is like, I'll make my own projects. Like, I'm like, hey, that looks like it could use like voice acting. Like I did a Pokemon one. I love going for games that have like no voice acting or audio dialogue, that just written text dialogue, because then I could like just use that material and just have people voice act in it to give it the little bit of the hit. But yeah, I think like voice acting has been fun. Like I want to get into that more. I think it's becoming more of a, I feel like it used to be the, hey, when you can't act anymore you just go into voice acting, to no, if you want to like do something that's more fun for you without having to deal with the toxicity of like lights, camera, and action, then voice acting might be your best bet. Because I had no idea that fucking one of the new favorite characters from Kingdom Hearts, Yuzora, is voiced by Dylan Sprouse, and I was like, this guy sounds way too sexy to be Dylan Sprouse. This is not Zach from Zach and Cody. It is.
My husband is going to say hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Nice. Oh, this is awesome.
He brought one of our cats in here. Our fluffy boy. His name is Salem.
Awesome, that's
tuxedo
rad.
kitty.
Yeah, technically our black cat is supposed to be a tuxedo. All his sisters are tuxedos, but he blackened out.
He's all black, but he has literally like random strands that are just white.
He's a white. He's got stray whites.
Galaxy. He's got galaxy. Sir Meliodas.
It's because it's like your favorite voice to do.
It's just such an easy voice to do.
The ditzy like.
The ditzy little sweet teenager.
Oh, I was like, what are you dropping? Oh,
What
compliment.
else would I be dropping?
Hell yeah! Shout out to you, dude. D&D is like the one place I feel like everyone has like gotten to everything. Like you know those like memes where like with all the swords are on the table, like where the memes like, oh, like they all unite for like certain things. I feel like that's like everybody for like, oh, Star Wars, video games, anime, books, and then like the middle thing is like being really loving like the most fun stuff and being able to transfer to other like communities. Oh yeah, that's the best.
My Dongo boy.
Oh man,
Dongo bongo.
I like how this whole like this became like a fun like, hey, let's all like talk about like our favorite things ever, and like
These are a few of my favorite
Real.
things.
yeah, but that's like this is what makes the Crimson Room like one of my favorite like projects I've like rejuvenated. Yeah, rejuvenate is the word. To do, is because it is what makes being a VTuber fun, is being able to like talk to people and hang out and just be yourself. Like it's fun. We get to fuck around and we get to talk about weird stuff that we did as kids, or like trauma and trauma.
Yay for trauma.
Trauma makes personalities.
That's what they say.
Trauma is a great teacher for like empathy.
Oh god.
And it's such a brutal concept, but like had I not been through the trauma that I went through as a child and as an adult even, I wouldn't be who I am in terms of my understanding of other people's pain and how to handle certain situations, how to overcome specific obstacles, either physically or mentally. Like trauma is such an incredibly important teacher that we have in our lives.
Yeah.
I agree. I 100% agree. I know I would not be who I am and handle the things that I do the way that I do if it weren't for the trauma. The only thing I would change, if I could go back in time to change, is convincing my parents to accommodate my autism sooner.
That definitely could have helped in the long run.
That's the only thing I changed.
I think I definitely agree. I think trauma does help better the person. I think one thing I would have loved to teach myself early on and it's something I didn't realize until an adult, and I feel like it happens a lot for like a lot of boys growing up, is the like learning to love yourself first before you even try to start loving somebody else. I think there was a lot of like my early on like growing up that I was definitely worried about the wrong things. Like I was definitely worried like, oh, I'm too chubby, I'm never gonna find a girlfriend, I'm gonna die alone, or I need to have sex quick because then I'm gonna be left out of the dust and I'm not gonna like be cool or something. Like there was like dumb things that I was worried about, or like, hey, I like I don't like she placed it there. I just really wish I had the chance to tell like little younger me, hey, stop worrying about that shit. It doesn't matter. Your weight doesn't matter. All that stuff. You're like freaking out about like being a good, like finding like a person in life to love. Like all that comes naturally, and stop being a little crybaby about, oh, she doesn't like me because I'm this, or she doesn't like me because I'm that. Like that's a toxic mindset. Like you can't be thinking like, oh, like you can't be crying over a girl then telling her you changed 5 minutes later just to do the same fucking thing you did before. Like no. You're gonna need to grow up and you need to mature a lot before you even take on the idea of a relationship. You can't just, figure it out as you go, really.
I think that just going back in time and telling your younger self is like, it's something, but I think that showing your younger self like your future memories and that would be the most effective thing, because like I was bullied for my weight my whole life and I still am to this day. Like it's a thing, but I have medical problems that were not revealed until later in life that have contributed to my weight. And if it like I've looked back at videos and pictures of myself back in middle school and high school, and I was skinny. Like I was a thin girl. Yes, I was on the slightly heavier side, but I was fairly fit. And the fact that people got it in my head that I was overweight and whatever. I'm also 5'8". I'm 173 centimeters tall. Like,
but you're tall.
I'm a big girl.
You're not supposed to be, $120 at 5'8". That's unhealthy.
Yeah, but no, we don't bully people here about their weight. That's not. It's. I hate that like, we have that idea like, oh, I have to be a certain size to be like attractive. Trust, I still deal with it right now a little bit. Like I'm like, damn, I gotta lose a little bit of pounds because I don't want to like. Yeah, and I think I had to realize like everything you have to do, it has to be for yourself. You can't do it for anybody else, and that's only just gonna make a whole toxic mindset for yourself if you just go in with the idea of like, oh, I have to lose the weight so I can get love, or I have to get all this money, or I have to be rich in order to find love. Like, no, you do that for yourself. Everything else comes for you when you are not really expecting it, but when you're earning it, kind of. At least I like to think in life.
I also learned that like, I'm not officially diagnosed as autistic, but I have a doctor that I've had since I was a child, and he's like my main care provider, and he's like, I legally cannot give you a diagnosis, but as a human being to another human being that has known you for so many years, it is possible based on everything that you've shown me. Like, I just can't legally give you the diagnosis. I'm like, that's fine. The fact that you believe me is enough for me. And I've had friends that are diagnosed autistic that are like, there's no way that you're not autistic. You have so many signs.
Yeah, that's what happened that's what happened to Stony over here. Like her therapist was your therapist, right?
My therapist, okay, I'm gonna go with the therapist I had who was trying to discuss like possibly going through the process of getting diagnosed with autism. She was definitely honest and didn't want to.
No, but you're the first one, the one that was like always working with you, the one that would meet up with you.
Oh yeah, so the one that like abruptly left. So she's the one So, shortly after, one of like my friends pointed out, because hyperfixating about Animal Crossing for 45 minutes on a phone call, she asks, "Have you been diagnosed with autism?" And that sent me down a rabbit hole of like, no, but if you see it, do other people see it? And so then I bring it up to my therapist after doing a shit ton of research, because that's what you need to do first. And then the therapist is like, it's very, very possible, actually, with everything that you described about like your day-to-day living. And we were gonna do the assessment, but then she left the program I was in, like within weeks after that. So we never got the assessment done. Following therapist I had was able to want to do it. She's like, "You're ADHD, you don't have autism."
And then we did go to the disability office, but because you needed to prove that, hey, my autism kind of gets in the way of working, and they're like, "You're autistic, but you're moderate to mild, so we can't really, it's not really inhibiting your ability to work." And you're like, "It fucking does. What are you talking about?"
It's called a spectrum for a reason. Like, what? I hate when people are like, "Well, you don't act autistic. You don't act like you have ADHD." Like, I'm diagnosed major depressive disorder, generalized anxiety, ADHD. Like, I wish that my family had listened to me and understood, like, well, you were good in school, so there was no way of knowing. I liked school. I hyper-fixated on school subjects because I had a good time with it. I never had to crack open a book. That was a major sign. Like, I memorized everything that I looked at in seconds. Like, that was a major sign. And they're like, "Well, you never acted like your brother." And my brother is diagnosed autistic. And he...
Autism in males versus autism in females, it's
It's so different. And like,
and
female...
because the societal pressures for females is different than the societal pressures for male.
We're viewed as being multitaskers, naturally.
Yeah. We're the caretakers, where we have to cater to the emotions of the room. We're taught that stuff from a young age. So imagine teaching whether they're severely autistic or not, a girl who has autism, this is the societal rules for you. That translates into high masking from a very young age. That's what happened to me. I was high masking. The reason I got diagnosed with bipolar is they spanked me in the hallway, and my reaction was to turn around and laugh at my dad's face. And that's not the most autistic response. I don't know what is, but I was
That's funny.
bipolar because my mom had bipolar.
Ah.
Spanking did not have the proper outcome on me as a child.
I turned all my trauma into kinks.
I'm being attacked by a loving, beautiful baby.
My traumas have become my kinks. That's how I've overcome them. Hypersexuality is a thing that I learned was a sign of autism as well. ADHD and autism. Like, I thought that I had a problem, and it is a problem, but like, I never knew
it's
that.
With a hyper-awareness of our bodies.
Yeah.
Like, we discover our bodies a lot younger.
That makes sense for me.
Because we're more aware, oh, this is there, you know? So, because I think for me, I started, masturbating before I even really knew what it was.
That's usually how it goes.
Right. It was interesting. This was something a part of me. You know? Like,
right.
And I was like, before I started like actually doing it.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
But like, I think there's like lots of factors that play into it, and autism is like one of the, like autism and like neurodivergence in general. You have more brain
sensitivity.
Literally the neurons, the neuron endings. There's more of them. It's scientific proven. So that's why you feel things more, both physically, emotionally, and overstimulation and more sensory stuff happens, the more understimulation can be an issue. That's
Oh, I see. You wanna hear how I like? She for sure knew I had ADHD. I do this, and she used to get mad at me for doing it. I will put something on the TV, listen to something else, and while I'm doing all that, I'm talking, and she's like, "Why are you taking over the TV and you're on your computer and you're like talking? Like, pick one."
Like everything. What do you mean?
And I'm just like, I have to do, like, you know how I do chores? I have to put music. I don't have to put music on. I have to put something on to stimulate my brain so I can.
He puts on like Reddit's My Lady Stories.
Oh, Reddit stories?
Yep. Tabletop horror stories. Yep.
Podcasts. I listen to and that's why we drink.
And that's why we drink. I never heard of that podcast.
Half the podcast is paranormal, and the other half is true crime, and it's every episode.
The ladies you talk to?
No, that's Ghost Hunts. Ghost Hunts is amazing. I love
Those two
Ghost
British
Hunts.
ladies that talk about scary stories.
If you like scary story podcasts, there's these two
I
British
do.
ladies that called Ghost Hunts that do like they're not all true scary stories. Some of them are like true scary stories, or like whether it's with like true like let's not meet again type scary stories, or like,
I love those.
people's paranormal experiences, or just people's creative writing in scary stories, and they're just always like very the way they both, you can tell they both love these scary stuff since they were kids. Like this is their hyperfixation, and I love Ghost Hunts. They tell the stories so well, and like I love when they can spot when it's an American story because of there's always a mention of guns. And the worst part is they're not wrong, because if you listen to more of their stories, them pointing out, oh, must be American because of the guns, it ends up being an American. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna take offense to this anymore because it's not wrong. It's not a stereotype if it's not wrong, right?
Ooh, oh, hold on there. Hold on there.
It's 100% accurate every time they tell an American tale. There's a gun involved.
That's true. I guess in the country, like, guns are like harder to get or harder to own.
Well,
in England.
UK, they are more strict on their gun. They're more strict on their gun.
All of it's
laws
super
than they are on their
regulated.
drugs.
Ooh.
Like
Promise.
Drogas?
The drugas can be found on every street corner.
After watching
For guns,
Skins,
you need to be able to
I believe
trust
it.
in somebody, and that person needs to be knowing the right. If you want a gun in the UK, you need to either be the tip-top shape of the epitome of a good citizen, or know the right shady people.
Oh, they're regulated in Canada as well? That's awesome.
Yeah, Canada's British. Well, half of Canada.
I wish they were more regulated here.
Same.
Well, you're in the area where, like, people, when you say the state's name, they're like, oh, guns for sure.
People automatically. Cowboys and guns, that's all you get from my state, apparently.
Texas?
Yeah. She doesn't know? She didn't know? She didn't know! She just guessed it. She was like, the state.
Well, when you said cowboys and guns, that's when it was like, oh, stereotypically that'd be Texas, because in media that's what they do. But like when
Satan's
you just said
armpit.
guns, I was like, Dayton, Ohio. Are we talking Chicago? Like,
Right, Persephone? That was a great guess. Oh, man.
So like, I'm just trying to think like guns in general. That's a couple of things ring mind when I think guns. But you said cowboys and guns, I was like, oh, it has to be Texas. 'Cause like, even though cowboys are more an Oklahoma thing than it really is a Texas.
I still think it's funny that people think cowboys, like, or they think back to old cowboy times. Cowboys are not white.
They're not.
Cowboys are black and Mexican, because cowboys, being a cowboy,
was a job that people did not want to do.
Yeah.
It's like being a garbage man. You don't want to be a garbage man.
Like, yeah, that
And
was.
any white cowboys were so tan. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, cowboys were black and Mexican and Native American.
Yep.
They were the farm hands. Like, the white people. Oh, I don't mean to. I know. Hey, look, not trying to offend anyone, but white people were more of the wealthier, so they stayed in the house. They didn't get tanned. but like the darker persuasion people were the ones that were out in the fields working hard, wrangling horses. In fact, I think most of the famous cowboys, like actual famous cowboys, were black. Yeah, I think he was actually black.
My ancestors over here putting urine in their hair to make it more blonde and putting toxic powders on their face to appear more white. Like
arsenic face powder, yeah.
My ancestors were just a little
My ancestors are Northern Italian and Irish. So
I'm a mutt. I have so many different bloodlines.
I have other bloodlines.
It's rough.
There's other stuff in there, but the primary is Northern Italian and Irish. And the Northern Italian part is what baffles me the most because like half of my family were like farm, like they owned farms, not necessarily they owned farms, they worked on farms, they were farm hands, like that was half of my family. And then the other half were aristocratic Northern Italian. And it's this weird mesh between the two that created my great-grandmother. And like, that's like, to me, I find that like interesting because they literally lived within miles of each other. Like their families literally lived within miles of each other, but their backgrounds,
it's different.
They would have never met in Italy. They would have never become a thing in Italy.
I tell you, like, one of my favorite things ever. So there's a video. Do you know who Liv Tyler is?
Yeah.
So you know who her dad is, right?
Yeah.
So she got her dad for her birthday. She's like, look, this is our ancestor. He is a musician too. He was born in this. It's a black man, and I love that Steven Tyler goes, thank God. He goes, I always knew it. I always knew. So like our family, we're blues people. We've always been blues people, but I've always had this resonance with the African American people, with black people. I've always felt like we've had like a strong tie to them, and to find out that my ancestor is black just makes me so happy, and I'm just so happy to hear that he was a musician. It's one of the cutest clips ever because she takes him to go see their ancestor's grave. And I think it's interesting that, like, imagine that you're a black man and you find out, like, you can, as a ghost or a spirit, you're able to find out years later your descendant is the lead singer of saying, walk this way! It's the bluesiest white man ever. Him and Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah, your grandpa loves the blues.
Did you see that twinkle in his eye
Yeah.
when he was looking through that book? I couldn't help but to just sit back and listen to him talk about all of
His favorite artists.
his favorite artists. I got my grandpa's birthday was because it was today, but his birthday party was yesterday, and we got him this 100 Years of Blues history like picture book thing. It was his picture. It was obviously had
History, facts, and stuff like that.
blurbs and stuff, but it had a lot of like images from throughout the years of the blues. And he immediately started cracking open and looked through it, and it was like this. My grandpa he's alive, but you can tell he's alive because of the support system he has around him ever since my grandma passed. Like, he would have died of broken heart syndrome had we not been there and like been with him, you know? So like that's to see that spark in his eyes, the color of blue come back to his steely blue eyes, kind of like as he was talking about these
musicians,
and like just telling me all these facts and how he had seen some of them like several times, and I'm sitting here like fully grasping how old my grandpa is at that point, because half of these people that you've seen several times are dead, you know? like so I'm just thinking like, wow, like my grandpa is a walking like time machine.
Yeah,
you know?
your grandpa's a good guy. Like, I love seeing, like, your grandpa's very progressive too. Your grandpa is like, he understands, oh, these are your pronouns, okay. Like, he's never been like humpy dumpy about like, oh, back in my day. He's like, no, we're changing with the times, and I'm glad.
My grandpa was a true hippie.
Yeah.
And still is. He believes in progression and changing and changing times regardless of whether or not that was how it used to be.
Yeah.
That's what the things were. That's what he will always be.
Grandpa's
So
rad.
he's been like that. When he said, I haven't smoked that stuff since the 60s, he fucking meant that shit. Okay?
Your grandpa's rad. Oh man.
He's like the more that I as an adult actually hear and listen to my grandpa, because like as a kid, yes, I listen to my grandpa, but it's like I'm not grasping and comprehending the things that my grandpa says as a kid. But now as an adult, as I hear things and he talks about stuff, I genuinely get to like resonate and understand like who he is and how he has always been. Because he's a true leader. And I love him for that, honestly, because that's saying what I'm saying.
I popped you a DM over, by the way. What games have you been playing on stream, by the way?
Oh, we could go both.
Either of you.
Yeah, it's both of us. Repeat that question, and yeah, we could continue to go a little longer. I know it's like 2 hours is usually what I go for, because back then to upload this on YouTube, I was like, ooh, it would like take ever. But I realized that LAN connection is better than Wi-Fi connection real quick. So
yeah,
we can go for. I mean, it's up to you. If you feel like anytime you're burnt out or anything, we can end it up. I want to say 4 will be maximum, because I do have to edit this a little bit. So let's just say that.
My husband came in here asking about food, so we can wrap up here shortly.
Yeah, we definitely could.
But what games have y'all been playing, or like are looking forward to play on stream here soon?
Ooh, man, dude, like I said, right now currently I've been playing Persona 3. That's been like the real, like any RPG ones are the ones I go to the most. I guess I'll put it this way, like I'm very like self-sufficient, or I'm very independent, so like I try to play games that don't need multiplayers, but I'm always open to play multiplayer games. Let's put it that way. Like if people are like, hey, we're looking for someone to play Lethal Company with us, I'm like, all right, I'll jump in. I've never played, but I have the game, I own it. Or someone's like, hey, Phasmophobia, does anyone want to join? I'm like, I have the game, I can jump in a bit, I got time. Or people are like, oh, I got Uno or Fortnite, anyone, I need a team member. And I'm like, I can do it. Like that's usually how I am. I'm a very simple gamer like that. Like I don't need to get the big ones. Like I usually wait until they either go on deal or I have the money or funds to like, hey, I want to buy that new game that everyone's talking about. What about you, baby?
So, currently I've honestly been like not streaming as much, just because the area that I sit to stream isn't very comfortable for my pain management, and I need to get a better setup for that. However, I am looking forward to getting a capture card soon, so that I can stream my Animal Crossing from my Switch.
That'll be so fun!
I reawoke that hyperfixation, and I have been for the last 2 weeks spending like
hours,
sun up to sundown, just hyperfixating in my Animal Crossing. So,
I will send you a link to the capture card that I use. It's like a good budget capture card, and I like it a lot personally. But I've used it for my Switch.
Yeah, I have like several games on my Switch that I got specifically because I wanted to stream them. Like I really like true crime stuff and like serial killer stuff because I really like neuroscience behind serial killers. So I had gotten this Switch like puzzle game called This Is Zodiac Speaking. Clearly referring to the Zodiac killer, and it's kind of like a detective like solve the case type of true crime, cracking the puzzles of like the letters and stuff. I really want to do that on stream, and I've been patiently waiting to play it for like 2 years now.
If you ever get Escape Simulator, I would love to play it with you. It is one of my favorite games. It is community created digital escape rooms, puzzles everywhere, and some of them are really scary. And I love escape rooms so much. Like, so much.
Escape room, but I don't have anybody else who wants to do the escape room. Like, I will go in and do an escape room on my own. Most escape rooms
Me
won't
too.
let you. Why can't
I
you
know. If I'm gonna pay the money, let me do the thing.
I promise you, I will most likely break your code faster than your fastest group. Try me.
We did an Edgar Allan Poe one, and again, I feel like my family should have known that I was autistic, but this was like me as an adult, and my mom had one of her friends down, and my grandmother was with us, and my grandma just sat in the rocking chair the whole time. But me and my mom's friend were so like stimming so hard. We were so excited, and we like literally the attendants for the escape room said that we solved it the fastest, and we were the most entertaining to watch because of how excited we were. So oh my god.
Like, I love
but yeah, if
Edgar Allan
you
Poe, but he's an author after my heart. Also, his Twitter is the best. He says the most
if you get the game, let me know.
Send the game to Ivan DM.
The game capture. I just messaged. I should have.
No, the game, the escape simulator, so I don't forget.
Okay, I'll have to remind you. You guys, I think I could. Well, I will be sure to get you guys in contact with each other because I obviously that you guys are a budding friendship just about to happen. We're gonna
for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna wrap it up right here because people need to eat. I will make food. Yeah, I will make quesadillas.
No, say it the way I say it.
Quesadillas.
Quesadillas, I love it. I've for the games I've been playing on stream before we end. I am playing My Sims Kingdom right now, which is a Wii game. And I've been playing Barnyard for the GameCube. I've been playing a lot of Throne and Liberty, which is a new RPG that dropped, and I love it so much. I really want to get Dragon Age Veilguard. That's like on my list for the next thing that I want to get my hands on. And then I've been playing Black Ops 6, and it's also really, really good.
You want to play
It's
it for the
really
non-binary
good.
character, huh?
I truly only want to play it for the non-binary character because you cannot sit here and tell me that they did not make a character that's me for real. She has my last name.
She does.
They have my
No problem,
last
Persephone.
name. Operator Rossi has my last fucking name. I will dox myself over that because that's what. At first I was like, oh cool, called it a non-binary character. Then I saw the name and I'm like, shit. I'm gonna have to break my rule of never paying for another Activision game again. God damn it.
Me and the girls I play with that play COD with me, we have this little team name that one of my viewers came up with, and it's SEAL Team Chicks. So if you want to be a member of SEAL Team Chicks, let me know. We can play.
I would be down as long as you accept low-key trash.
Absolutely.
I'm not the type of player that's gonna be able to carry the team, but I will be able to handle my own a bit. I'll get some kills in. I'll be able to support real nice. I'll be able to revive a lot.
I'll put you in the backpack. Don't worry. I'll carry you to victory.
Cool. Because I'm definitely a backpack buddy. I will revive the fuck out of my teammates. Then maybe get like 3 kills. Max.
God, you guys are awesome. This is what it's all about.
Let me send you. I'm gonna get you the link to the game. It's be this one. It's on sale right now, and this is my affiliate link. So it'll help me out as well.
Oh man. this is what it's all about. This is why the Crimson Room exists. This is why I do like these like collabs and stuff. It's to connect people together, people who are very very similar but never have the chance to get to like conversate, or maybe you resonate with somebody who's on the panel and you're like, oh, I know that person likes the stuff I like. Oh man, and they're cool like that. I would love to like be into their content or community more. And that's really the whole point of this, is to kind of break that ice and stop the whole wall of, oh, I'm so shy, or to like reach out. Like, no, you should.
So shy.
you can't be shy to reach out. I mean, you are, some people mostly are, but like, it's, people love people that are just like them. We're all weirdos. We're all into the like weird stuff and the fun stuff. Like, all it takes is some respect and some a little bit of courage to like get to know someone and not really expect the world out of them, and just accept them for who they are and what they bring to the table. But with that being said, I will get you guys linked up after the show. But it has been a wonderful stream. It has been a wonderful time catching up with you, Leyuna. I'm happy that you were able to be friends with my wife now, and I'll probably hear from you more often, maybe over the phone or something, as you guys hang out with each other. Do you have anybody that you would love to raid? And then after you say that, give us a hint on what's coming next for you in this couple of weeks or months, or even in the year.
Sure. So first of all, thank you so much for having me again. I've had an amazing time. I always have fun talking with you, and hopefully we can do this again.
Of course.
But we're having plans to finish out all of the activities for the October charity event, which is going to be the Lethal Company. If we get the last $300, we will do the trio activities and the back rooms. So that'll be interesting. I'm going to hopefully soon get my hands on a copy of one of the Legend of Zelda games from years past to play, probably Ocarina of Time or Wind Waker. Hoping to play that on stream soon. I also really want to play Heavenly Sword from the PS3 era, so I might play that as well.
That's a classic.
It's such a good game. Nariko is one of my loves, for real. So hopefully we'll be playing that on stream soon, and that one's gonna just take a day maybe, so who knows, but that's the goal. And hopefully for Christmas time we'll have another charity event going on, and we can get some food and gifts out to people that need it. And yeah, we're vibing, we're having a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna pass out food at Thanksgiving.
That's wonderful. I have to get y'all the link so that you can join my my charity team. For any streamer that wants to also help raise money for charity, and doing it by yourself can be a little daunting, I have a group called Fayhaven Collective, and it is just a whole bunch of different streamers, and you're all able to do your own individual campaign, your own individual milestones and incentives, but your total contributes to our total. So we get to make the team effort, and we actually placed on the leaderboard for teams this time around. So nice. I'm pretty excited about that. We were in the top half, so it's pretty great.
That's a win. Any progression, any big progression where your name's on a list, that's a win regardless your placement.
But yeah, I'll have to get out the link, and thank you again for having me.
Do you have anyone that you would like to raid? I'd like to give this option to our guests.
Let's raid out to Ducky Boom.
Ducky Boom, okay.
I will give the link to her channel.
Oh, here. Sorry, my male cat is like jumping all over the place.
No, you're good. Here's her link. She's playing Phasmo right now.
Awesome. Okay, so I believe you sent me the message. I'm going to.
Yeah, I will dip out a call so you can do your outro. And Stony, feel free to hit me up anytime. You guys are also like always welcome anytime that I play games or in my server or whatever. But yeah, I'll catch you later.
All right. Did you want to drop your server for everyone, or do you want to just give that to us later? So that way we can.
I can drop it in the chat. It is this right here. Discord.gg/Bayhaven.
That way, everybody who wants to. God dang it, bot Ricks. I'll make sure. I hate that I took off the hyperlink. Oh, I'll make sure to like find a way to link it.
It's all good. It's all good. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure it'll let me do it.
And I will help you with water though and stuff later on after stream.
Thank you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. A big thank you for our guest, Leyuna Lightwind. You've been amazing. You've been wonderful. And we will definitely see more from you soon. Be on the lookout. And with that, we are going to be out. Everyone, you all have a wonderful day. I have been your sadistic spirit guide, Yokai Papiwolf, saying peace out, peace and love, and adios. Stay tuned as we go raid somebody and show them all the love and respect that you give me and Leyuna. How about that? Do all that. Bye-bye.